Welcome, Philippine Bible Ministry. Why is it so dark? Hang on. There it goes. Hello. Welcome, Philippine Bible Ministry ministry update. So I just want to talk today about what's going on with the ministry because that's that's why it's called PBM update on my email list. So let's do an update. So what's happening now is pretty cool. So this book right here, God Touched Me. It's also included in this book right here, Why the Philippines. Okay. So a young man, I call him young man, I think he's 33, from Brazil, saw my website. I don't know how he saw it. He found my Philippine Bible Ministry Facebook page, and he got this book. Probably, I'm assuming it was Kindle because that's easy. By the way, if you don't have Kindle and you like to read, I suggest you get it because it's free. It's a free app, and you download books. And my books usually they're only $1 markup, and that doesn't. It don't make it. So I'm going to show you some books today, but I'm not. This is not a money making proposition. For every $3 or $4 I make a month, I usually spend about 15 to 30 because I wind up giving these books away. This is a ministry. I don't charge, and I say this is a ministry, but we are not. Just so you know, because some of you might not have know this. Um, we started as a registered. What do you call it? Ministry, a registered charity, right, through the government in the USA, and through a series of events that went away, and it was part of it was legally because I had heard from legal sources that if you're in another country, you need a different kind of ministry than you'd had in the U.S. And I didn't really have the funds for that. And secondly, I do not believe that ministries should be registered with governments per se. I know we're supposed to obey the laws of the land, but I also know that the laws of the land are not supposed to restrict God's people. So I'm fine with not doing it, and I'm fine with just doing God's will. And I don't need an umbrella, and I don't need an organization, blah blah blah. But I kept the Philippine Bible Ministry name because, and what I did is I turned it into a doing business as in from California, which I still have an address there, to sell books. And I don't make money on the books; it's a ministry. If God wills, someday this may be a source of income for the ministry, and I would pay taxes and do all you're supposed to do. So that's what I'm not trying to push the book, but this book, God Touched Me, he found it and he liked it. This is, by the way, this is the only book that my wife likes. I don't think she's read all my other books, but this is very simple. Is why it's short and simple, and it's my conversion story and how I got here instead of retired in Escondido or in the mountains somewhere in Northern California or Washington or somewhere really where my I would like to be there in many ways. So what happened was this guy read the book and he felt like he has made a new commitment, or maybe he never really had the commitment, but he felt like his life has changed. And anyway, he's just a really cool brother. He's anonymous and he will remain anonymous. And I love that. That to me, that's number one sign of a proper ministry is doing things humbly, right? So he decided to translate the whole thing into Brazilian. Brazilian is a form of Portuguese, but apparently it's such a large form of Portuguese that it's taken over. So now Brazilian Portuguese is now the number one Portuguese language. So anyway, he's translating this book in Portuguese, and I'm going to print it in Portuguese, and I'm very excited. I had prayed. Hi, Joji. There you go. Accidental video. I put a sign on the door. I don't know what she's doing. Um, anyway, she doesn't like to be in the videos. So I prayed that the thing would get translated, and I was thinking into Bisaya and Cebuano because that's the language of Mindanao where I'm at. And so far, no, I haven't. No one's. I don't have a translator yet. I can't afford to pay somebody, so I'm just praying that God puts that on any Filipino who's watching this who thinks they have the ability to translate this book or this book or this book or this book is the one that the Baptist guy likes. They want to use this in a bunch of churches here. So what I'm doing is I had to edit it several times. So I'm waiting for the edited version. I'm going to take it down to a printer here and have a bunch of them printed up and give away because I can't afford to ship them all here I can't afford to ship like 100 books from the U.S. Um, And then this is okay. So I already showed you. And then this is the newest book. It's called Greater Things: Fulfilling His Purpose. It's really about the Great Commission and different ways we could do that. Suggestions, not necessarily "Thus saith the Lord," but just pretty cool things we could possibly do. So that's a ministry update with the books and the ministry, and that God's using this, and maybe He'll use it in Brazil. And I'm so blessed. I'm so amazingly blessed. Answer to prayer, never the way you expect, or often not the way you expect. So God bless you guys, and you're up to date now. God bless you guys. Ta ta for now.